Good morning and welcome. This is Business Morning. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwawu. Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas has signed an LNG sale and purchase agreement with Gulf Trading SA for some of the remarketed volumes from NLNG's trains 1, 2, and 3. Now, the agreement is for the supply of 1 million tons per annum for a 10-year term on a delivered ex-ship basis. According to NLNG, the agreement consolidates the company's plans to remarket volumes from the 3 trains. The sales and purchase agreement for the remarketed volumes repositions the company in readiness for its next phase of growth and consolidation with a goal to increase market share and competitiveness. And about 1 billion barrels of crude oil have been discovered in the northeastern part of Nigeria. Well, this is according to the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timi Perceiver. According to him, a lot of oil is yet to be found in the country and that there was a need for more exploration in the country as more oil will be discovered. He was speaking at the just concluded 2020 Nigeria International Petroleum Summit in Abuja. And to the markets now, the bulls continued to dominate the equities market. Yesterday, the benchmark index expanded marginally by 0.02% to about 27,878 points, following investors' interest in the banking stocks. Well, Edidion Erwan, our capital markets reporter, will give us all the numbers. Hello, Eddie. Well, do you think the bulls have come to stay, at least for the rest of the week?
Well, I think it's still a bit early to say. Maybe we'll wait till the close of market today to see how how the market performs. But yesterday, although we saw gains, but they were flat. I mean, come on, 0.02%. So we'll just wait till the end of today, and then if we have like larger gains, and then we'll be able to tell if we'll end the week positive. But yesterday, like you said, the market was up 0.02%. The year-to-date loss has come down to minus 3.35%. The month-to-date gain is at plus 3.86%. On the activity chart, now that was lower compared to Tuesday's session. Volume was lower by 44.84% at 152.40 million shares, valued at 2.43 billion naira. GT Bank was the most traded stock. There was a lot of activity, on that counter. It was higher by volume, higher by value. The banking index was up 0.30%. Access Bank posted gains. FBNH posted gains. UBA posted gains. Most of the Tier 1 lenders posted gains yesterday, apart from Zenith Bank. Consumer goods was down, all thanks to Cadbury, Dangote Sugar, Guinness posting 7.28% losses. Industrial goods was up. Now, that was thanks to Lafarge, which just posted gains of 0.65%, but Boa Cement and Dangote Cement were unchanged yesterday. The insurance counter was down, thanks to WAPIC, which lost 5.71%. Looking at the oil and gas sector, only Japan lost yesterday, then all the other counters were unchanged. So, there's not a lot of activity on that sector. If we look at the unlisted securities, NASD, that was also unchanged yesterday. We didn't have so much activity on that segment of the market yesterday. Altogether, we had 10,171 units traded, worth 2.04 million naira in 6 deals. Now, moving to the fixed income side of the market, Chimizi, just like yesterday when I mentioned that the Treasury bills market, we had this CNA activity. Yesterday, there was just one deal on that counter. It ended negative. Yields were up by 17 basis points, to 4.04%. The bonds market ended negative yesterday as well. Yields rose by 5 basis points to 6.99%. We saw yields expanding at the short and the long end of the curve yesterday. The OMO market, the yields were flat at 13.45%. There were about 80 deals worth 39.12 billion naira.
Okay, now some companies released their earnings yesterday. We had the International Breweries and Prestige Assurance. How impressive were those results there?
Well, Prestige Assurance actually released impressive earnings yesterday. Their gross premium rating was up about 28% to 6.134 billion naira, and that's compared to, you know, the previous year's 4.79 billion naira. Their net premium income was also up 26%, you know, at 2.89 billion naira. The profit before tax rose by about 6% to 684.88 million naira from the 645.43 million naira. Profit after tax was also up 17%. You know, we saw some increases there as well. The total assets were down, however, by 3.43% at 12.57 billion naira. The earnings per share rose again. So anyone interested in that stock can, you know, take profit there. 17% at 9.29 kobo. The company will also be holding its 88th board meeting on the 27th of February, you know, to discuss the consideration for, you know, the audited financials for the period. Yeah, and then, you know, they also on the recapitalization of the company, you know, with NICOM's directive on insurance sector. So they'll also be discussing that on the 27th. However, the stock was unchanged yesterday. So maybe today, investors will have time to react. Yes, to have digested the earnings and react to that. International bureaus, on the other hand, did not post impressive results. Yes. There's been a lot of, the brewery sector hasn't been doing so well recently, you know, so their revenue was down 5.8% to 35.09 billion naira, and that's, but this, their results is for the fourth quarter, not the whole year, 2019. So just for the fourth quarter of 2019, revenue was down 5.8% to 35.09 billion naira, and that's from the fourth quarter of 2018's 37.3 billion naira. The gross profit was down to 11.87 billion naira. The previous quarter had 15.34 billion naira. Loss before tax was higher at 13.36 billion naira. Loss after tax was higher at 9.1 billion naira. However, administrative expenses rose by 124.4% to 8.4 billion naira. Marketing expenses also went up, you know, 43.7% to 6.03 billion naira. That stock too was also unchanged yesterday. So I'm sure today investors will have time to react to that. We'll see how the market performs.
Do you think we should be expecting more corporate earnings coming in today or even tomorrow?
Today, yeah, maybe, but few, because a lot of companies have released their earnings already. So, you know, we'll see some earnings, but maybe one or two, just like, you know, we had yesterday.
All right. Well, thank you, Eddie. Next is the commodities market.